3C, this Honorable House appoints an Economic and Production Committee comprising of the following members: the Honorable Alanda Terrell, the Honorable Donovan Williams, the Honorable Delano Sivright, the Honorable Tova Hamilton, the Honorable Xavier Main, the Honorable Terence Morrison, Mr. Anthony Hilton, Dr. Dayton Campbell, Mr. Mikhail Phillips, Mr. Fitz Jackson. Be it resolved that in accordance with Standing Orders numbers 68-1D and 72, this Honorable House appoints a committee of privileges comprising the following members: the Most Honorable Juliet Holness, the Honorable Donovan Williams, the Honorable Franklin Whittle, Mr. Heroy Clark, the Honorable Crystal Lee, Mr. Omar Newell, Mr. Dennis Gordon, Miss Yvonne Rosemary Shaw. Be it resolved that notwithstanding Standing Order 68-3 and in accordance with Standing Orders numbers 68-1A and 69, this Honorable House appoints the Public Accounts Committee comprising the following members: Mr. Julian Robinson, Honorable Frank Whittle, Mr. Xavier, the Honorable Xavier Main, Mr. Heroy Clark, the Honorable Tova Hamilton, the Honorable Delano Sivright, Mr. Peter Bunting, Mr. Lowton Cousins, Miss Heather Miller, Mr. Christopher Brown, Mr. Dennis Gordon, the Honorable Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, the Honorable Carencia Morrison. Be it resolved that notwithstanding Standing Order 68-3 and in accordance with Standing Order number 68-1F and 73A, this Honorable House appoints a Public Administration and Appropriations Committee comprising of the following members: Mr. Peter Bunting, Mr. Andrew Morris, Mr. Heroy Clark, the Most Honorable Juliet Holness, the Honorable Delroy Williams, the Honorable Marissa Dalrymple Filbert, Mr. C. Everall Warmington, the Honorable Crystal Lee, Mr. Mikhail Phillips, Ms. Nikisha Burchell, Mr. Omar Newell, Mr. Damian Crawford.
I appreciate the most is just how much the teachers care for us. Have our best interests in mind.
24, this Honorable House appoints a Special Select Committee comprising of the following members: the Most Honorable Juliet Holness, the Honorable Marissa Dalrymple Filbert, the Honorable Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, the Honorable Alanda Terlong, Honorable Donovan Williams, Mr. Heroy Clark, Mrs. Natalie Nita Garvey, Ms. Denise Daly, Mr. Dwayne Vaz. Be it resolved that notwithstanding Standing Order 68, and that is to examine and recommend for approval proposed estimates for constituency projects submitted to the Constituency Development Fund for respective members of Parliament. Be it resolved that notwithstanding Standing Order 68-3 and in accordance with Standing Orders numbers 68-1C and 71, this Honorable House appoints the House Committee comprising of the following members: the Honorable Floyd Green, the Most Honorable Juliet Holness, Mr. Heroy Clark, the Honorable Robert Nestor Morgan, the Honorable Carencia Morrison, Mr. Philip Paulwell, Mr. Fitz Jackson, and Mr. Wavell Hines. Be it resolved that notwithstanding Standing Order 68-3 and in accordance with Standing Orders numbers 68-1B and 70, this Honorable House appoints a Standing Orders Committee comprising of the following members: the Most Honorable Juliet Holness, Mr. C. Everall Warmington, Mrs. Marlene Malahoo Fort, the Honorable Donovan Williams, the Honorable Floyd Green, Mr. Philip Paulwell, Dr. Angela Brown Burke, Mr. Isaac Buchanan. Be it resolved, notwithstanding Standing Order number 68-3, that this Honorable House appoints a committee comprising the following members: the Most Honorable Juliet Holness Chairman, Mr. Heroy Clark, Mr. Dwayne Smith, Mr. Andrew Morris, the Honorable Crystal Lee, Mr. Anthony Hilton, Dr. Kenneth Russell, Mr. Wavell Hines, to sit jointly with a similar committee to be appointed by the Senate to consider and report on private bills. Be it resolved that in accordance with Standing Order 73F, this Honorable House appoints a caucus of women parliamentarians comprising all female members of Parliament to sit jointly with a similar committee to be appointed by the Senate. Mr. Speaker, I further beg to give notice that at a later stage today, I will move for the suspension of standing orders to enable me to take these motions.
Questions and answers to questions. Motions that may be made at the commencement of public business requiring notice. Motion relating to sitting of the House. Motion for leave to introduce bills. Presentation of bills without leave of the House first obtained. Public business. House Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I now move for the suspension of the standing orders to enable me to take the motions, notice of which I gave earlier.
The question is that the standing order be suspended to enable the minister to take the motion, notice of which he gave earlier. Those in favor? Those against?
Good evening, and welcome. If you're just joining me, welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're live. We are listening to a little bit of the Parliament, so stay with us. The Jamaican Parliament is live.
List of the various committees, just to indicate the chairmanship in relation to the various committees that have been outlined. And a number of them are prescribed in accordance with the standing orders. The standing committee of the House, which looks at the constituencies, which is section 67, Chair the Most Honorable Juliet Holness. The Regulations Committee, the Honorable Franklin Whittle. Internal and External Affairs Committee, the Honorable Juliet Cuthbert Flynn. The Ethics Committee, Mrs. Marlene Malahoo Fort. The Human Resources and Social Development Committee, Mr. Dwayne Smith. The Infrastructure and Physical Development Committee, Mr. Heroy Clark.
Good evening. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show for yet another Tuesday evening. We're live on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4, broadcasting over there on your radio inside of Florida. Yeah, man, Jacksonville, good evening to you. I know some of you might get a little bleed over Jacksonville. Is that possible? But hey, big up Jacksonville. Big up Bridgeport. People in my Bridgeport, Connecticut, listening to Caribbean Radio. Those of you listening on your Alexa, good evening and welcome. This is the Colin Bell Show. We are coming to you live from the Rock, Jam Rock, the beautiful rock of Jamaica. That's where we're coming to you from. And of course, we're inside the beautiful parish of Portland, the most beautiful of 14. That's where we are. Broadcasting from the capital city, Port Antonio, from the studios of Portland Spice TV. Want to say good evening to each and everyone tuning in. Big up on yourself. Yeah, man. Now, you know, say our thing is Jamaica. Dr. Rose, good evening to you. How you do? Our thing is Jamaica. And we focus on the well-being of this island. Yeah? So, right now, happening in the parliament, we're having the first real sitting of the parliament since the election. And I use the word real by now they are doing the people's business in the parliament. It's not swearing in, it's people's business. You still have a little bit of a cut and thrust based on the fact that you have a lot of new parliamentarians. And I want to be the first to announce to you that for the first in a very long time, an East Portland representative stood up in the parliament to participate and ask questions on a matter that was being discussed in the parliament. Isaac Buchanan rose to his feet for the first time in the parliament today. And we want to play it for you people. We want to play Isaac Buchanan getting to his feet in the parliament, be recognized, got to his feet in the parliament. And it's a proud moment for me. Very proud moment for me. I don't know if somebody has seen this in recent times, but I certainly have not. And I am a proud man this evening.
Member from Eastern Portland.
Mr. Speaker, Minister, I would like to join in congratulating you on your green paper. My question, my two-part question to you is one first of access and the second of public education. I appreciate that ministries sometimes overlap. So, you know, the questions would be asked from another ministry. I did peruse your green paper in its entirety. What I found absent, which is just a strengthening, is the access component. There are persons who are practitioners that don't know they're practitioners. For instance, a Maroon from Moortown, who is also a rafter, he doesn't know that his rich knowledge makes him a practitioner with his history about heritage and culture. I didn't see the aspect of public education that would allow a practitioner to identify himself as a practitioner so he can get access to whatever facilities or funding for his part. The second question then is about its inclusion, but then there is also the heritage aspect of it. It is through your ministry that oftentimes preserve our culture and our rich heritage. Such a heritage, especially for entertainment, would be that of Blue Lagoon and its access. I know you knew I was going, but just to say that I appreciate the thought, the mature consideration that came through the paper. I will read it fulsome, but having a speed read or read, I will just say that if that is something that would come to fruition when it gets to the white paper stage, you recognize the power of your ministry to protect both. Recognize the power of your ministry to protect both the heritage, which is the land aspect, and how it intersects with the who are the practitioners. And I look forward to your response on that. Thank you.
All right. So, what can you say? We have a representative in the parliament. No disrespect meant to anybody. But I have seen the former member of parliament on her feet in the parliament. So I'm not projecting that I never heard her, because I make it my point of duty. Whenever they are having the state of the constituency debate, and in that every MP has to speak on their constituency, and she have spoken in that debate. But you are sent to the parliament in the most part to be a legislature carrying the narrative of the people from your constituency. And Isaac Buchanan this afternoon represented for the people of East Portland. And one, big him up and thank him. There are some issues this evening, and some rather serious issues that we have to deal with this evening. Because crime is rampant in Jamaica. And if some people wish to tell you the truth, it is for many years that I have been calling for serious consequences for possession of illegal firearm. I've been calling for 15 years mandatory long time in the public space. As I tell you all, I've been in this space since 1995 in a big way. But from 90, in a them time there, me in a entertainment. Yeah? So now we are at a stage where that is in place. My other recommendation, because it was never just the measures and the punishment, but was also the effort to recover and take in illegal firearms off the street. But we are now at a place where legislation, I'll go back to that word again, the making of laws, the amendment of laws, the passing of laws, the whole thing, the creation and the abolishment of some. But we are at a stage where if you are found with an imitation firearm and police lock you up with it, you can't get bail by police. You have to go to court. Also, it's 15 years, and if you don't plead guilty upon the first go, and you try to defend it, you might get 20 years. And I am wondering if there are some exaggeration, people blowing the thing out of proportion by having water gun. So this evening, the intention is to bring on the noted, the senior attorney at law, one of our senior attorney at law in Jamaica, Bert Samuels. We're going to talk to him about it. There's also a possibility, but we're still watching what is happening in the parliament, and that will tell us. But there's something else from the parliament that I need for telling you. That will tell us if we will be able to speak to Fitzjackson, because he's in parliament, and it depends on how long the parliament carry out too. We see parliament go up to midnight. So we don't know where it's going today. However, if he's available, we will be talking to Fitzjackson if that is possible. A couple of things though happened over the last couple of days. Couple of things take place. Yes. Couple of things take place over the last couple of days. There was a mass shooting in a place called Commodore, Linstead, Jamaica. Very, 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 very sad. A 4-year-old baby unalive. A 19-year-old, a mother. Whoa. A mother. So, Fitzjackson is the shadow minister of national security, and we call it community safety. Yeah. It's sad, and that's why I also believe that there has to be that continued drive of taking illegal guns off the street. That's why the discussion that we are going to be having at 4:30 with Bert Samuels is so pointed at this time. Because we can't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Can't throw out the baby with the bathwater, Brother Palmer. Sister Cynthia, we have to strike a balance. Kadeen. We have to strike a balance. If we don't strike that balance, we'll mash up everything. So, I believe, and let me not preempt the discussion by start giving my thoughts from now. So let me leave that because there are so many other things. Hold on, Crawford upon him feet.
And that not only is an affront to the process of democracy, but the perception of the public that there is light being shone in the direction and areas that they themselves are interested for the light to be shone. Mr. Mr. Speaker, no one hear me today. But Mr. Speaker, what we have recognized here is that almost every single committee has ministers on those committees. And in some cases, not only are they present, but they are chairing these committees. Indeed, it shifts the process from an arena of oversight to a ring of self-defense, where persons therefore move to the point that they must protect themselves. Indeed, those less exposed to the realities of democracy may argue that they can simply recuse themselves, but that does not solve the malice that exists. Indeed, ministers have a commitment to collective responsibility, and therefore any single ministry in front of a committee is actually under his own supervision because he was a part of the plans, he was a part of the decision, and he was sworn to the duty of collective responsibility. When we look across the world, we recognize that this practice is frowned upon. In Britain itself, this practice is frowned upon. In Canada, the practice is frowned upon. And recently in Australia, they said that even the majority of the government is a breach to the democratic process of oversight, and that the opposition should actually have majority for real and serious oversight. There can be no they,
If you're just joining us, this is live from the Jamaican Parliament. So the new Andrew Holness administration has decided to chair the committees instead of having the opposition chairing the committee as was brought in by former GLP Prime Minister Bruce Golding.
Is now promoting not being a chair of any of those committees that is there. But I want you promoted. I'm going to stand on your behalf. But Mr. President, Mr. President, the real purpose of the legislature is to protect the interest of the people from the abuse of power from the executive. And that is deflated and defeated by the proposals that we have heard here today. Therefore, Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, I ask the government and I ask you, sir, to review the proposals that are putting persons who are in the executive to also be, to be on the oversight committees. With that, Mr. Speaker.
Let me see who is coming next.
Member from West Central St. James.
All right, so there you have it. The government has decided to chair the committees, maybe just the PAC and the PAAC. Those will be chaired by the opposition. So they have remained with what they were doing, how they were doing it. The IC report, yes, I've played that phone before. I know enough people are wait on this one. The Integrity Commission, they laid 4 reports on the table in the parliament today. And what? Oh Lord, I sent it to the wrong machine. And those 4 reports that was laid on the table in the parliament, they were, or did I? No, the 4 reports. I know I did what I was supposed to do. So let me. But the reports, for the most part, is 3 councillors. I think 2 from Spanish Town. Is 2 from Spanish Town? 3 councillors. I think it's 2 from Spanish Town and 1 from Kingston, who have filed late. But those of you who were following Jamaican news would remember a story with Christopher Tufton, Minister of Health, and a company called Market Me, a promotional company. That is on the table. So let me play what I have from the Parliament today. This just happened, fresh.
Entitled National Policy for Culture, Entertainment and the Creative Economy 2025 to 2035, the Independent Commission of Investigations Special Investigative Report, Planned Police Operations, dated October 2025, Integrity Commission's investigation declarations with Integrity Commission for the years 2019, 2020, and 2022, and its indicative ruling, Integrity Commission's investigation report into concerns that Mr. Rowan Hall, a councillor employed to the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, failed to file his statutory declaration with the Integrity Commission for the year 2019 and its indicative ruling, Integrity Commission's report of investigation concerning allegations of procurement irregularities and conflict of interest in the award of contracts to Market Me Consulting Limited by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Thank you.
So there you have it. Market Me is back on the front burner. We don't know what the indicative ruling is. There is a ruling. So that was just tabled. Information is also out. The PNP put out a press release today saying that they cry the continuous leaking of these Integrity Commission report. And the leak has always been to one radio station. So it means, from my perspective, it is the same source that continues to leak the Integrity Commission report to one radio station. So, it not good. It not good. No good at all. So we're still keeping one eye on the Parliament, and the next eye, we're keeping that on if we can have that interview with Bert Samuels. A brethren, friend of mine, called me and said to me that his brother think of lung cancer. And the brother, there is something in his brain, something resting on his brain that is causing him to lose his memory, and also affecting his sight. The Virgin said the man is in the Spanish Town Hospital. And he was supposed to see a specialist in KPH yesterday, Monday. And when the ambulance was ready to take him, they didn't have a stretcher to put him on, to take him off the ward, to put him in the ambulance. I quietly repeat the discussion, and I know I have a clip. I have a clip from him that I need to play, but for some reason I never sought out the clip. So I just tell you that the health system in Jamaica is terrible. The health system in Jamaica is terrible. Also today, the beginning of the court case with Ruel Reid, Fritz Pinnock, Kim Brown Lawrence, that's the councillor. Royal Reid is the former Minister of Education in Jamaica. Kim Brown Lawrence is a councillor down there, I think, in St. Ann. And Fritz Pinnock is the former president of the Caribbean Maritime University here in Jamaica. So the case starts today. So information will be coming out on all of that. If you're just joining us, this is the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4. That's where we're at, Caribbean Radio. We also invite you to check out my social media channels, Portland Spice TV at YouTube. If you have not yet subscribed, subscription doesn't cost. You support the work, we ask that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Portland Spice TV at YouTube. Like up the channel and, of course, link up the notification bell that whenever we are on, you're on. If you're just joining us, Isaac Buchanan, Member of Parliament for Eastern Portland, first-time Member of Parliament, delivered his maiden speech or his maiden presentation in the House of Representatives today. Yeah. And we played it before, but we're going to touch it again.
Member from Eastern Portland.
Mr. Speaker, Minister, I would like to join in congratulating you on your green paper. My question, my two-part question to you is one first of access and the second of public education. I appreciate that ministries sometimes overlap. So, you know, the questions would be asked from another ministry. I did peruse your green paper in its entirety. What I found absent, which is just a strengthening, is the access component. There are persons who are practitioners that don't know they're practitioners. For instance, a Maroon from Moortown who is also a rafter. He doesn't know that his rich knowledge makes him a practitioner with his history about heritage and culture. I didn't see the aspect of public education that would allow a practitioner to identify himself as a...
Yeah, man. So first time MP, Isaac Buchanan. We're going to play it again. Don't worry yourself. Stay with us. We're going to play it again. We have senior attorney at law, Bert Samuels, on the line. Bert, good evening.
Yeah, greetings to you and your listeners internationally.
Yes, man. I'll tell you something, Bert. This radio station that we are on a radio station in Florida right now. Caribbean Radio HD. It's Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. I don't know if you have HD radio in your car yet. If you don't have it, get it. That's where we're going. We're leaving FM now and going to high definition radio. And we'll cover the widest section of Florida as any one radio station. But the law, Bert, there's a new law in place. There's the mandatory 15 years if you are caught with a firearm. And then there is if you are caught with an illegal firearm. Please explain what the law says to my listeners and viewers, and then we'll go into the questions.
Well, what it does, it says illegal firearm, and firearm used to be something that can shoot you and kill you, send projectiles out of it. But they have changed the definition now of firearm, and it includes imitation firearm. So if a man gets a piece of stiff cardboard and cut it out in the shape of a gun and put it in his waist, in his waist, then it is said that he's in illegal possession of firearm. About 15 years.
So you are some people are bringing it as far where you bring it a while ago is extreme. If a man cut out a cardboard gun,
And put it in his way
yeah,
and walking on the road.
and police check him.
Yeah, and find it in his way.
What if him find it in our bag?
He's in illegal possession of firearm, and that is 15 years.
So, Bert Samuels, water gun. Is water gun not part of that?
Yes, anything that you put in your way and pretending to be a gun. Worse, now if you point it at someone, that is definitely now a felony because you're using it.
I don't even want to go so far yet, Bert, because what I'm trying to look at is how somebody can go to prison innocently. Have no intention of using it to frighten anyone or even jokingly, but maybe just get a toy.
Yes, and that's problematic, eh?
Definitely, and that's where it scares me, because the question now is these imitation firearms from where boy we used to get them for Christmas, birthday, somebody's still bringing them on the island for sale. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, well, you're not able to pass customs with these toy guns anymore,
Oh, you're not?
It's slippy toy guns. If it's slippy and you're walking on the road with it in your waist, that's trouble.
So it is not legal to bring them as toys anymore. Those days are over.
No, those days are over. And rightly so, because some of these toy guns look real and people holding up people with them. So I agree with that policy.
But how now? If you are a creative and let's say doing a cultural piece and the writing takes place of a gun in it, how do you use that for people now who need to use this in their profession? How do you go about that now?
Well, you'd have to get the commissioner of police would have to give you permission to use it in acting. So yeah, there are people who make films in Jamaica and they will put guns in the hand, imitation guns without anything, in the hand of the people acting. Well, they have to get clearance from the commissioner of police.
So it's from the commissioner of police you have to get permission to do that?
Yeah, if you are doing it for artistic work, movie, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no, Bert Samuels, tell me this now, though. The gun is not real. Why did legislatures? Because my understanding is that the judges are interpreting what the politician put in the policy. Because some people say politics now have nothing to do with them. And I keep telling you that it is the politician that made the policy. This definition of what a firearm is, when this new definition came about, Bert?
It came about in 2024, and it came about in November last year.
Last year?
Yeah.
But why wasn't there any major crying out? Because as a man in the media, I remember little voices, but why there wasn't any large cry out?
Well, what happened, is that, the bill came to Joint Select Committee, and people like members of the Senate from the opposition were against it, the duration. Hear how tricky this is. Jamaica has a very high crime rate, a high gun rate.
Mm-hmm.
So that if you begin to say this don't look fair, then people begin to say that you're encouraging criminality.
Right.
So the high murder rate, the high gun rate was used to justify this cruel extension of the law, because I see 17-year-old youths going away for 15 years for imitation firearm in them ways.
Are you saying that those youths should walk free?
No. I think that if you are doing that, you should be punished. But 15 years
for
something that is in your waist and cannot hurt anyone.
So the point we're getting from you then, it is excessive?
It is totally excessive. Now, there's another point, Although Parliament make a law that makes 15 years for the possession of a cardboard gun, in a way, you might be able to go to the court and say the Constitution says that punishment must not be cruel and inhuman.
Yeah.
And right now, lawyers are saying they are prepared to challenge the law, that not that the judge is wrong to apply the law,
Mm-hmm.
but that 15 years is cruel and inhumane.
How do you explain to Jamaicans who are hearing that there's a reduction in crime, and these are some of the things that are causing it, to agree to move from where they are now?
All right, but be careful now about reduction in crime. There's reduction in murders.
Reduction in murders, yes.
Increase in police extrajudicial killing. So when the police is boasting that they have reduced murder, they have increased the extrajudicial killing. We have to be careful.
And you loudly, Bert, refer to it as extrajudicial killings. And
let me explain what that is.
Yes.
The police are not allowed to take human life unless they are doing self-defense and defending themselves. But the other day we had a shooting that your listener must, but in Jamaica have that video.
Everybody see it.
Everybody see it, where the boy lets them into the house, him hold up his hand.
Yes.
And then later on them say try and get the president.
A man will run, come on, the man run go out the door like a little happy-go-lucky man. See the police, them him just put up him hand. And then you
let them into the house.
Yeah.
He let them into his house.
And then this man dead?
And I don't think, in the video, I don't see them show him no warrant. He's not supposed to come to your house and search it out a warrant. That's another day.
You're breaking up a little bit, Bert. I don't know if you're moving.
Oh, yeah, I'm saying the police is not supposed to come to your house and you let them in without a search warrant.
Right. And he let them in.
In the video, I never see no warrant.
No. But let's go back to this imitation firearm, Bert, and how people can just go jail. Let's say somebody moving from a dwelling to another dwelling, and you pack up everything where you have. Boat gun, fish gun. I don't know if you know that most fish gun handle where we make as boys make like a gun. And police find that in your furniture moving on the road. What? 15 years?
Yes, sir.
Are there any real good defense the fact that they find it on you and the law say is there any other loophole people can get off of that because the judge have any discretion?
Well, recently a set of defense lawyers have cried out against that law. So we are hoping that the parliamentarians will hear them and will do something about it.
Bert Samuels, it is kind of shocking. What about plays and drama pieces that have been acted already on film that uses imitation firearm? People who are known are in these pieces that are on social media. Can you get in trouble for that?
All right, be careful, because you can only get in trouble if you are in possession of it after the law was passed.
Okay.
So you'd have to show that the film is recent. I don't think they would trouble you though, but let's hoping, sometimes you never can tell.
All right. Just checking. There's something that I have to ask you, Bert Samuels. We have seen a couple of videos going around, even this week, where police are beat man, municipal police are beat man. Does a policeman have the right to just walk up to you and shut your box?
Most certainly not. That's a criminal offense and assault.
So,
Remember, a
Go
lot of times the police will see you and say, hey, boy, come here. And to the average Jamaican man, that is beginning a problem because no one wants to be called, hey, boy, come here. But because the camera now is revealing these abuses by the police. Remember, you can't just shut your own child in a box like that. You know?
Yeah.
Your own child. There's a law against that.
Yes.
So can you imagine a big man being boxed by a young police boy?
So,
annoying.
What is the redress for the citizens out there? And I'm just asking these questions to people out there who are facing these situations.
Well, remember now, even if you look in America, when George Floyd, when the police report about how George Floyd died, they say it was heart, you know? It was a heart attack. It's that little girl who was brave enough to point the camera.
And hold the record button.
And that changed the whole thing. So you need to tell the citizens, keep videoing.
Yes.
Although when the police came into that house in Clarendon, them start disconnect the internet and
turn the camera upside down. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember now, you and I have been saying, we know that deep down the police don't want to wear body cameras. So it tells you that when they come in your house and see the camera, they don't even want your camera in the privacy of your house to show up what they are doing. And remember, a lot of complaints are made by citizens that their money that them have in their house go missing after police search. Or is making up that?
No, that has been in the media, the digital media space. And if you're just joining us, you're listening to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. We're on Portland Spice TV. Bert Samuels is talking to us about a policeman beating citizens. It is not supposed to happen. Bert Samuels, they are redressing the law. Would you agree?
Yeah, they are redresses, and from time to time, we are able to file civil suits against the police officer. For example, there was a young law student who came to court with me a couple of years ago, and he was sitting in court, and the police officer at the door of the court beckoned to him to come to him, and him waved back to him and said no, but he was sitting listening to a case.
Yes.
And the police came and raped him in the courtroom and shot him about.
What?
I witnessed that myself. So we were able to sue the government for assault, and he got compensation. But whose money you think paid for that?
Not for me and you.
Taxpayers' money paid. So we don't have anything in the system where when the police abuse citizens and they file a claim against the government, the police that do it is paid. No, it's the citizen himself end up paying.
And the police, is there some kind of punishment for the officer himself?
Sometimes between that and when you get your money, the police get promoted. Serious.
I know you're not joking. We're talking to Bert Samuels, attorney at law. And we call him this evening about the law that was passed in November of 2024, that if you are caught in Jamaica with an imitation gun, anything look like a gun in your waist, like you want to use it to shape, there's a mandatory 15 years. Counsel, is that if you plead guilty at the first, because there's also an argument that you can end up with 20 years.
Well, if you fight the case, you always get more sentence. It's minimum 15,
And that is minimum. If you plead guilty at the first go.
Yeah, you get 15 if you plead guilty.
For a piece of board shaped like a gun. For a piece of cardboard shaped like a gun. A piece of foam shaped like a gun. You have an old time.
The government came under a lot of pressure for the high crime rate, the high murder rate.
Yes.
So this is to appease the public. That's how I see.
Well, the point though, and I want my listeners them to get it clear. Bert Samuels is not saying that there shouldn't be a law about that. I am not saying that there shouldn't be a law. What we are saying is that the punishment is excessive.
Yeah, all right, so look, watch this now. Watch this. When an 18, 19-year-old boy goes away for a cardboard gun in his way, sometimes him leave a pregnant mother out there or a little child. That little child, a boy, for example, is going to be fatherless. In a couple of years, where you think that little boy may end up?
Joining a gang.
And him gone and him meet him father in the prison. After a while.
Bert Samuels, thank you very much. We have to learn.
Yeah, but before I go,
yeah, we have to balance.
Big up clients in Florida, my brethren and sister in Florida. Big up all of you, my clients, clients in Florida. All the best to you.
Yes, man. That's Bert Samuels from Knight Jr. and Samuels. Thank you very much, Counsel.
One love. Take care.
So, my listeners and viewers, Caribbean Radio. This is Jamaica. It's Caribbean Radio, you know, giving you real-time reporting from the Caribbean. Real-time reporting from Jamaica land we love. We just spoke to Bert Samuels, attorney at law. We're talking about a law that was passed in 2024, November. If you are caught in Jamaica with an illegal gun, and an illegal gun now is not just a real gun, it also includes imitation gun, even cardboard. So, serious time. I do believe that we need to take the guns off the street. But 15 years for something that is not a gun, yeah, I think it's excessive too. Now, I said them not forget nothing, you know. Now, I said them not forget nothing. But the judge must also be able to look at the case and make a decision. Water gun too. Yes. Water gun. So, the first sitting of the parliament was today. Had Bert on the line because we had the time scheduled. So, me go back to the maiden speech in the parliament of East Portland Member of Parliament, Isaac Buchanan. And most of the new parliamentarians, they spoke today.
Mr. Speaker, Minister, I would like to join in congratulating you on your green paper. My question, my two-part question to you is one first of access and the second of public education. I appreciate that ministries sometimes overlap. So, you know, the questions would be asked from another ministry. I did peruse your green paper in its entirety. What I found absent, which is just a strengthening, is the access component. There are persons who are practitioners that don't know they're practitioners. For instance, a Maroon from Moortown who is also a rafter. He doesn't know that his rich knowledge makes him a practitioner with his history about heritage and culture. I didn't see the aspect of public education that would allow a practitioner to identify himself as a practitioner so he can get access to whatever facilities or funding for his part. The second question then is about its inclusion, but then there is also the heritage aspect of it. It is through your ministry that oftentimes preserve our culture and our rich heritage. Such a heritage, especially for entertainment, would be that of Blue Lagoon and its access. I know you knew I was going, but but just to say that I appreciate the thought, the mature consideration that came through the paper. I will read it fulsome, but having a speed read or read, I will just say that if that is something that would come to fruition when it gets to the white paper stage, you recognize the power of your ministry to protect both. Recognize the power of your ministry to protect both the heritage, which is the land aspect, and how it intersects with the who are the practitioners. And I look forward to your response on that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 876-804-7072, the number to call if you want to know of a discussion on any one of those issues that we just brought to the fore. We have the issue on the table. Whole heap of issues this evening, you know. Can I tell you? Yeah, man. And if you are in the United States, the Caribbean radio number 305-654-7944. This is the Colin Bell Show, and it's a very proud evening for us here in East Portland to hear our Member of Parliament rising in the House of Representatives. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Oh, yes, sir. Show us.
Tala! No, your MP rise, you know.
You're too bossy, man.
Is Nikisha Burchell started, you know?
Oh, Colin.
Well, no, Dr. Dawes never spoke, you know. So now all of them talk it. Weaville talk, Nikisha, Dr. Russell. Yeah. Go ahead.
You realize that Isaac Buchanan has asked 100% more questions than the previous minister, MP.
Tell her.
Tell her.
Hold on.
100% more.
Don't move, Judah. Don't move a muscle. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Bell.
Hold the line. We're coming back to you. Yes, Junior.
The other thing.
Yeah.
You realize the purpose of this side of the cabinet?
Yes. But tell me what you see. Tell me what you see.
The purpose of that is to compensate everybody.
Yeah, man.
To make sure that nobody can be negative towards you. Remember, you know, that the persons who were not on Bogart line never win them seats, you know, apart from Civ Wright, you know.
Where's the Civ Wright never up on him line?
No. Come and say him don't want Civ Wright to run.
Well.
You realize that Civ Wright have a little power over Andrew?
Is little? You sure it's a little?
You know that if Civ Wright have 5 more members, they can call and ask for a notification of the Prime Minister.
Well, them can move him if
Right,
one of them in
right.
they believe that they have more support than the Prime Minister. He can be removed as Prime Minister.
All him need is 5 more members. And they can call a no confidence vote to the Prime Minister.
If the PNP go help them.
Then you believe the PNP would help Civ Wright or they would help South Town.
That will not happen though.
I think no. But it's a thought.
Yeah.
Something to look at.
Well, but we don't see that coming.
Yeah. The other thing, did you ask the question that the NEC, I beg you?
No, I didn't speak at the NEC. I didn't
All right,
speak.
yeah, we're going to try and make something because we need to know what is going on with the electoral office in the Prime Minister's office.
It was discussed.
You can't do that.
No, it was discussed though, you know.
Good.
Maybe about 2 or 3 other persons who talked about it, so I didn't see a need for me to go and repeat that.
Okay, no problem.
But it was dealt with, and Well, I can't tell you say I get something that give me a definite where it's gonna go, but it's something that, as I say, about 3 persons spoke on it, and it will be dealt with some way, somehow.
Well, it's a good thing because remember, we don't have any more election until the next local.
All right, my brother. Respect.
All right, we talk.
Yeah, man. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. The number is 876-804-7072. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, good evening. Sorry,
A lot of noise in your background. And if you have me on speaker, take me off of the speaker phone.
Yeah, hear me now?
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
All right, the question the past member of parliament is
Hold on. You have me on speaker?
Yeah, hold on.
Take me off a speaker. Talk to me like I use a regular phone. Put the phone in your ears.
You hear me now?
You still me hear you, but
Hello?
I've been hearing you, but you're not sounding good.
You hear me now?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, the question I want to ask now, the East Poland, like how the former member of parliament, they have the water truck. Was the truck bought from her money, or it was government money that buy that truck?
I was not a member of the former member of parliament team.
I don't hear you. I'm going to respond to me because the phone very low.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me just say to the callers that if you're watching the program on a television and you're calling, once the phone starts ringing, you have to mute your television because there's a massive delay between the time that the television speaks and you hear me on the phone. So even if you realize sometime when you finish talk to me and you unmute your TV, then you're going to hear some of your discussion. There is always a delay to these programs, right? So you can't, if you talk to me on speaker, it sounds way out and like in an empty space. Hello? We have a caller holding? No. So he's asking about the water truck. I would not know whose money bought the water truck. It could be government money. It could be the MP's personal money. It could be donation to the constituency. I don't know what it is. So, if, hold on there. Parliament look at you, hold on there. I tell you, say me follow the parliament, you know. And me no know, Mr. Something look fiery. Minister of Agriculture on his feet. It looking at. This is the Colin Bell Show. And the Jamaican Parliament.
As a government, that is why the provision for notwithstanding Standing Order 68.3 has been maintained from before I was in this parliament. In fact, from before I was born. And opposition and government, in the spirit of working together, opposition and government, in the spirit of working together, even in the last sitting, the last term of parliament, in the spirit of working together, opposition and government have worked together on this. And that is why people like the honorable member, State Minister Whittle, would have chaired the Regulations Committee in the last term. That is why Member Main would have been on multiple commissions. And this opposition under the same leadership, the same leader of opposition, the same leader of opposition business raised no issue. I say that the opposition must reflect as to whether we are going to truly work together in a spirit of cooperation. I'll make 2 more points and then I'll indicate my intention. No, there is there is there is a there 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 is a fallacy that is paraded around as to whether the committees function better under opposition rule.
All right,
Chairman.
so the same discussion is going on in the parliament because, as some of you would have heard, I did an interview with Philip Paulwell last Saturday morning. And Philip Paulwell said that the opposition is insisting that they chair all the committees. And what has happened here today is that the government continues to chair their committees in the parliament, except outside of the PAAC and the PAC, Public Accounts Committee and Public Accounts and Accountability and Appropriation Committee. Those are set in the law that the opposition chairs those. And it seems like those are the only ones. So that's why I tell you earlier, if you're just joining us, we're keeping an eye on the parliament because this is Jamaica's business.
What you hear the members speaking of is that it depends on the amount of work that the committee has to do. The additional point that I will raise is that there are schemes that are outlined in the standing order. The standing order has some committees that it indicates who the chairmanship is. By convention, we have always allowed the opposition to chair the Public Accounts Committee and the PAAC, and that has not changed. Additionally, when you look at the UK system, there is only one committee chaired by the opposition, and that's the Public Accounts Committee. Only one committee. And the reason for that, Mr. Speaker, is that despite what has been said by the members, committees like the Production, the Human Resources, the Economy and Production Committee, the Infrastructure Committee, are established to ensure that the policy direction of the government is being implemented through its ministries and agencies. And again, and it is not by chance that the PAC and the PAAC, remember the PAC is the committee that has Auditor General reports to, and the PAAC that always had embedded in it a strong oversight responsibility, were chaired by the opposition. So, as the member from West Central, St. James, indicated, when you look at the definition of the committees and what they're called upon to do, for you to believe that a member of the government could not effectively chair that committee, I think is a false assertion.
All right, so that's Floyd Green, Minister of Agriculture and leader of government business in the House of Representatives in Jamaica, on his feet defending the government's position to chair the committees of parliament outside of the PAC and the PAAC. The government is chairing their committees. We have the phone lines open, 876-804-7072. This is the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4. Yeah, man, get the Caribbean Radio app, download that to your phone as well, CaribbeanRadioHD.com. You can download that. Get the Caribbean HD Alexa, Brogear Radio on Zeno FM. Yeah, man, big up on yourself, everybody. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Portland Spice TV at YouTube. Please subscribe, like, share. Yes, Warmington is in the parliament. Somebody's asking if Warmington, yeah, man, Warmington start star, man, because when all of the new candidates them start talk, Warmington shut it down. I said, no, this is not the time for that. I teach you how Parliament run. He is the bulldog in the Parliament. Everard Warmington, the bulldog in the Parliament. Yes, so phone lines are open. I want to remind you that there were 4 Integrity Commission reports that was laid in the Parliament today. 3 of them are, I think, councillors not filing on time, or it's 2. And then you have one that was Philip Paul, not Christopher Tufton, the man name, man. Christopher Tufton was his issue with Market Me was tabled in the Parliament today. Excellence.
My brother, how you doing?
Why are you going with my friend?
They are watch
Yes,
the
man.
Parliament,
Yes.
you know, and I'm looking at how the labor rights are exalting themselves.
Well, them style,
You
them in
know,
charge.
no man, but you see, this is one of the reasons why I think, and I don't blame them.
No, you can't.
Elections have consequences.
Yes.
It's a winner's take all.
And they are taking it.
You cannot want to win elections and form government, and you're fighting against your own PMP then.
No, that
And
no.
you sabotage your own PMP because you know want I want them to become MP because of this difference and all the differences.
Yeah, man.
So this is the consequence you get,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's full time PMP learn. Comrades learn, but
I,
it seems that it's not difficult for comrades to learn
I don't think
that.
the People's National Party is hungry enough for an election victory. They're not hungry enough. Hence, that instinct to do the things that are necessary, do them right, get them right once and for all is not there. It's not there.
I heard a man say, "Oh, Delroy, not Delroy, the one I was asleep. We never get to sleep one day.
Orius Chang?
Horace Chang, a prophet, he said 35 seats. And I look and I smile and I said to them, you are such an idiot. The ones are 35. So we said, do you think Horace Chang would have counted 35 JLP seats and not count Anne-Marie Vaz in it?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, the ones are 35. So we said, do you think he would have counted it and not count Vaz? But Shaka,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say this to you, my brother.
But Excellence, before you move from that point, I'm going to tell you something. I was told about 3 days before the election that the GLP did not have East Portland in the winning column. I'll tell you that. 3 days before the election, I was told that the labor rights were not counting East Portland. Now, I don't know if I make the man make it up, but I was told. and I'll tell you something. Have you seen a thank you speech from the former member of parliament?
No, I've not seen anything from him.
There's a video out, and this video was done maybe about a week before the election. An excellent, I want to make you see that video there. A video from Anne-Marie Vaz thanking the people of East Portland for giving her the opportunity and naming her 2 projects that she were most proud of. I tell you.
But I saw WhatsApp, Shaka. So I saw a TikTok video from a lady in Portland asking about the water trucks. What is the state of those water trucks in East Portland?
All right. So
that were said to be property of the constituency.
I don't know that. There was one water truck because I don't see it anymore.
Oh yeah.
There was a water truck, one with the MP's picture on the truck saying member of parliament for East Portland. And there's also one in West Portland. Now, I don't know how they came by those trucks. They don't wear government license plate. So I don't know if they get them by donation and what are the what are the rules governing getting stuff by donation for the constituency? What you do with those when it look like Parliament over? What you do with
But
those?
if you love East Portland, Shaka,
Mm.
and they got them for the constituency, donation or personal, I love the place. Not because you lose, but you stop love the place. I should just give them what the new MP and say, go on, carry on the legacy. Because of the people that me love and not the power.
Tell her! Tell her! There are
Just a
some
question, I'm
questions,
just asking.
because I also remember that some funds were collected on behalf of the vendors that were burnt out in the market. And one must ask if all those funds were given over to the vendors.
We have to ask ourselves these questions.
Eh?
It's just an integrity matter. If it belongs to the constituency and you love the constituency you have served for 6 years, know that you have lost. And people from the constituency donated them and gave them to you for the constituency. So like you're leaving, or you could just drive good on your ISAT office and say, ISAT, you win, but and you may support about the people and me love them so much. See the bus, see the truck them,
Or why not
make
give it?
them go and run.
But she have counselors, she can't give it to her counselors then because
Yes, man, I call in the three of our one of our three councils and say,
yeah, I
that's what
say operate these.
on behalf of the people, same way.
Yeah, yeah. But the truth is, though, excellence, I live in the constituency and I can't tell you say that truck was on the road more. That truck was parked more times than on the road. I can tell you that.
So what about the bus that was in East Portland? That was a donation.
The school
The
buses
school
are
bus.
there are some school buses here. School buses
No,
are
no,
running.
the initial one that she gave out, that she got.
But more than one
It's
bus
still
they
there?
no, it's more than one bus they are run. So me no know the bus.
So how are they running, Shaka? How are they running? They're running well?
I see them. They are visible. But what I'll tell you is that most of the time I see them empty.
Yeah.
Like I saw
That
one today, one of the small one, coming from Buff Bay side to Port Antonio, and it had about 5 students inside it. But it's not one of the big one. But it was about 11:20 in other region there. So maybe second ship for Compre or something they are come up for. I don't know. But the buses are here. My problem with the bus is mystical. It is just like what we were just talking about, the illegal gun, imitation firearm will send you in prison. They use the high murder rate to bring in some draconian kind of laws. And they use...
This is what happened the other day with reactive people.
Right, and they use the desperation of getting our children to school to rob us of $750 million.
Which they used to buy the election.
Them have more than that, man. That the money them, I think that buy no election. Money for buy the money for buy the election, them have that long time and them start save the money for buy the next election already. My information is that money start pile up for buy the next election. The people of Jamaica has to be educated.
No, man, we'll talk about the purchasable democracy.
Yeah. Election is now becoming too transactional. And I tell some people, the way you are behaving, your children will never become prime minister, will never become MP, will never become councillor, because you, the citizens of this country, are taking that opportunity out of your children. And when you decide that you have to get $20,000 or even get a beer for vote.
Shaka, when I went 2019, I was during the by-election, I was up in Kensington. And I saw something happen, and I said to somebody at the time, the way the Jamaican political landscape is setting up, soon and very soon, when I go to Parliament, it's going to be only those who are rich, the uptown rich
Yeah,
people,
that's
and
where it's going because you
for
have
the
to be able.
scammers who will be going to parliament.
You have to be able to find the money to buy the election. So poor people picnic can't go to parliament again and no better stop.
Soon and
I
very
tell
soon.
some people, excellence, if you continue this way, your children or your grandchildren will never become prime minister, MP, or minister because you, same one, sit down on your veranda where you say you're poor and ensure that only the rich picnic, only the rich man friend can get into the parliament. Because you're selling your vote. And we'll soon go back to a stage now where you have to have land title for vote.
Hmm. It needs to get there.
But my brother, if we don't take
We'll
the
talk.
time out to educate the people, blessings, and get to an understanding that democracy must be free. Our elections must be free and fair and free of fear. And I tell you one time, a long time, I tell you say no. Any country where the people decide to buy and sell out the voice of God, I go suffer. Because when the people vote on election day, it should be from your conscience. And that means that vote on election day should be that the Almighty spoke through his people. But there are people out there who are willing to buy the voice of the Almighty and buy the choice of the people. And because people are out there who are willing to buy, they are also willing sellers. You can't forget that. They are willing sellers, people who are willing to sell their vote, young people who are willing to say, yo, you see that decision I have to make today? Give me a money and tell me what to do. We have to get better than this. 876 804 7072. 305 654 7944. Those are the numbers to call. You're listening to the Colin Bell Show on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. We're coming to you from Jamaica. We're talking politics. We're talking current event. We can talk religion, relationship, sports. Yeah. Babsy Grange, Minister of Sports, Culture, Entertainment, and Gender Affairs. She tabled a green paper in the Parliament today on the creative industries. And I listened to the opposition spoke on it because it was that tabling that majority of the new members of Parliament spoke. One of the questions that I wanted to hear, though, I hear Babsy talk about building a new institution, learning institution for creatives. And we have already in Jamaica the Edna Manley School for the Visual and the Performing Arts. And I'd love to hear what role will Edna be playing in all of this. I also have not heard how we're going to get that explosion of earnings from the culture and the creative industry. If we should go by what the Prime Minister says, that the culture and the creative industry will be one of the pillars of growth in Jamaica. And I am looking out, listening out, because I know that this is possible, very possible. But you have to be deliberate about it. You're not going buck up in it because there are investment that needs to be made in the culture and the creative industry. Infrastructural development, human development. I hear the talk about the human development as it relates to the institution and getting people up to speed. But how do we now bring in the funding to drive the economy from that? And I'm sure that we'll have some fulsome discussion on this in the House. Nikisha Burchell is the opposition spokesperson on culture and the creative industry and information. 876-804-7072. Remind you about some of the things in the parliament today. A lot of the first-time members of parliament. Damian Crawford spoke in the parliament. He wasn't a first time. He's not a first-time member. For those of you who don't know, Damian sat in the parliament between 2011 to 2016. Didn't run in 2016. Ran the by-election 2019. Didn't run 2020. And he's now back as a member of parliament. Nikisha Burchell spoke. Dr. Kenneth Russell spoke. Wavy Lines spoke in the parliament today. Yeah, man. We have to big them up. So, we're taking your calls. We're taking your calls. The shooting in Commodore. We don't have to talk about those issues on this international platform, yeah, because it's not good for Jamaica. And we are asked the man, them brother, Jesus, put on the badness, the man, and cool off the heat. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good evening, Chaka.
Yeah, man, speak up. I'm not hearing you.
One question. What capacity is Marlene doing in the parliament today? Fourth.
Marlene is a backbencher right now.
How come?
How comes you have to ask Andrew Wellness that?
She never win. She never win her seat, did she?
Yes, man, she won her seat. I asked her. I asked Marlene why she's not in the cabinet. And she told me that she's taking a break.
Oh.
So I said to her, are you sure? Are you going to become GG? And she punched me on my shoulder and said, you never know.
Okay, no, sorry. When I said parliament, I mean, don't think she have any report.
No, she's not in the cabinet. Then you know, listen what I say.
No, I'm saying to you, when I asked you, I think I asked you what she did in the parliament, but I mean to ask you, I'm a cabinet post here, sorry.
What? Yeah, I understand you when you ask, you know, because, and I said to you, what you're playing in the background? You can't.
Sorry, no, okay, I'm earphone, okay, your question answered, thank you.
All right, cool. As I said to my listeners and viewers, when you call, you have to turn off whatever. Mute the TV and just listen to me on your phone. You'll hear me clearly on your phone. Yeah, man. So I asked Marlene Malawu Ford why she's not in the cabinet. And she said to me that she's taking a break. She's just taking a break. So you know me, I was not done. I said, taking a break. Are you going to become GG? And she give me a little punch on my shoulder and say, you never know. You never know. Hey, tell her. You never know. Andrew Wellness, you may not like him, but him not easy, you know. Not a easy youth. Not a easy youth. A man who win 3 elections in a row. You have to give him props. Only one other Jamaica never do that. It's PJ Patterson. So, for those of you who underestimate Andrew, you continue to do that at your peril. And we have to now be more astute. If the PNP going to win the next local government election, Colin, he brought what? Brought what? I don't know. I don't know, Miss Robinson. Or Carlton Robinson, I don't know. He bought it. Stop hyping the criminal. No, but listen. If a man beat you 3 times in a row, what do you mean? You can't stay there and underestimate people. And not start look when people are sure say them that dominate you. You continue to say my idiot. And every time you say my idiot, him beat you. Doing the same thing, the same way over and over, and expect a different result is insanity. Einstein. So, if you no want to accept that Andrew out vote way 3 times in a row, then you can live in denial. I not living in no denial. Well, if him thief it, him thief it from we. And if you make somebody thief something from you 3 times straight, him have something by you. Have something by you. PNP will not stop. Stoop to his low. Then take beating every day same way. You know, if he stoop to his low, you can get better than him. Being smart, being bright, it's not it. You have to be clever. You have to be clever. And we have to get to that stage where we work with the people and we're clever. Yeah? You have to clever for beat smart. Even if we're better, we now have to show it. We have to show it. You can't talk better. I tell you, on this program, we use the data, you know. And vex all who want vex the data say Andrew Holness over the last 20 years have been better than the PNP. Have been better than us. Man beat with 3 times in a row. I tell you something. Well, him me I talk about. Him beat with 3 times in a row. So, let me just take you back to today where we had planned to talk to Fitz Jackson about the murder down at Clarendon. The parliament has ended, and we're going to try to see if we get Fitz. Because, and Fitz is not new at this portfolio. We must remember that he had been in this portfolio before, I think as minister. I think Fitz was Minister of Security. Or is his second stint as shadow minister? But I know that he served in this portfolio before. How you doing, comrade? Yeah, I was watching. You can talk? Are you driving? Hello? All right, hold the line for me, mechanic to the studio. All right, so we have Fitz Jackson on the line. And as I told you that he was supposed to be my guest this evening to talk about some of these issues that we've been talking about. The latest and the saddest one, the unaliving of those people down there in Commodore Linstead. We have Fitz Jackson on the line. MP Fitz Jackson, good evening. Hello? Hold on, I'm not hearing Fitz. Why am I not hearing him? Why am I not hearing you? Fitz Jackson? Hello? I'm not hearing Fitz Jackson. I have him on the phone. All right, let me just do it again. Let me do it again. He's on hold. Did I put him on? All right. Oh, this is saying that he's on hold. Hold on. Hold on. Sir Fitz? Hold on for me. I don't know what I did. Hold on for me. Let me just get you back in the studio. So we have him on this line, so we need to just get him back in the studio. All right, so that's the studio line. Let's merge. And that sounds like we have Fitz Jackson on the line now. Sir Jackson, good evening.
Good evening, Sir Colin.
I have been keeping one eye on the parliament, so I was timing you. Give you a little time after you came out.
Okay, sir.
All right. First, let me congratulate you on your victory. I know how much stars you have on your shoulder now.
Well, Colin, I really don't know about the stars as such, you know. But this is my 8th term.
8 times. Whoa. Brilliant. Brilliant. And of course, you had a lot of new MPs in the house today. I was listening to some of them making their maiden presentation in the house. Sir Jackson, there are two things I want to talk to you about this evening. And also congratulations on being appointed Shadow Minister of National Security. And we call it what? Community safety?
Well, peace and security related matters.
Right.
But Colin, as you extend your congratulations, I must say to you that I find it a bit interesting that upon my announcement as a spokesperson, I have got a host of congratulations and best wishes for many persons to solve the crime problem in Jamaica.
To do what?
I don't know the point. In other words, many people seem to get the feeling that I am now been appointed the Minister of National Security.
Maybe you should have been. But Fitz, you were there before, right?
Yes, I had a brief stint between 2017 and 2020.
Right. So this is your second sojourn. The issue down there in Commodore, Fitz Jackson, you been talking on it. I think you went down there?
No, I didn't get a chance to go there because I was caught up in with a funeral for the former commissioner of the fire services, who happens to be a constituent of mine too.
Okay. No, this...
Well, I must say, my colleague spokesperson, Nita Garvey,
yes,
represented me in visiting the family.
It is her constituency or Damien's?
It is also, yeah.
Oh, Natalie's constituency. Fitz, these things hurt whenever time they happen, whenever time a life is lost like that. It is a hurting thing for the country. What can you, as the shadow minister for security, bring to the table in these times of grief, in these times of hunger, in these times of depression for a country?
Well, first of all, Colin, before I proceed any further, I want to say good evening to your listeners, far and wide, and to your staff here at your station. Colin, the situation is it's a sorbid one. It's a sad one. You know, for reported 11 persons getting shot, 4 fair persons fatal, including a 4-year-old, 3 to 4-year-old child. It is just unthinkable. From the descriptions I've got now what took place, the perpetrators went there with M16 rifle and just wildly shooting and killing innocent persons and persons who just happen to be in proximity. So, you know, I use this forum again to convey my own sympathy and that of the opposition to the families of the persons who have been victims. And the victims of these are not just those who are related to those who got shot, but the entire community.
Yes.
Because incidents like these serve to traumatize the immediate and adjoining communities. Physically where they are, they're in Commodore listed. And also in the school community of the children who were affected. It is very wide than we would normally think. So I really want to convey my sympathies to them. And of course, we hope, we pray, we wish that everybody, every single person who have any information about the perpetrators to make that available to the security forces. And I know, Colin, that there are some persons who have reservation in coming forward because of fear that if their identity is disclosed, they themselves might be at risk. I want to assure everyone that there are platforms available that persons can provide information without divulging and compromise their own identity and security. Because, Mr. Colin, if the citizens, if the people do not do just what I mentioned up, to provide information that they may have, they themselves become complicit with what has taken place. And you know the whole Jamaican adage, today for me, tomorrow for you.
Yes, yes.
And no one will ever want that, God forbid, similar acts be committed against them or their family members or close friends. And no one who has information for the operation of those persons fails to do so. So what we would like to occur for ourselves, we have a moral duty and we have a practical duty to give our support so that those persons do not get the chance to perpetrate similar acts. And also, in their apprehension, it will serve as a deterrent to any other person who might entertain it.
Yes. One of the things that we must catch these people when they commit these crimes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
But what do you say though, Fitz, when the reports we're getting is that the men came in and said police?
That is of concern. That is of concern. And it's of concern on two levels. Because it confuses the citizen as to who are really their protectors and who are their enemies.
Or how they identify the protectors from the enemy.
To their safety. That's one of the immediate danger of what happened. And, let me put it this way. The police have to always conduct themselves in a way that it is not synonymous with how criminals conduct themselves.
Thank you.
Right? That's incumbent on the security forces, and that's why the practice of them is important, how they carry out their duties. Because, Mr. Colin, to really fight crime in a sustainable way, it needs the confidence and the support of the public at all socio-economic levels, not just one particular group, everybody, because security is everybody's business, and everybody wants to have a safe and comfortable life wherever they live. So we have to guard that. And so the responsibility is also on the security forces in how they conduct their business.
The other thing I want to talk to you about, Sir Jackson, is the new law that came into play, I think, November 2024, where there's a mandatory sentence for illegal firearm. And then there's a definition that even a piece of cardboard cut out like a gun in your waist can land you in prison for 15 years. What are your thoughts about that law?
Well, Colin, it is a open fact, knowledge that all of us who sat on the Joint Select Committee that consider the Firearms Act, where that provision is, strongly oppose that provision in the law. To begin with, we strongly, on principle, totally object to mandatory minimum sentences. Number of reasons. One, we can't deny that we have an imperfect justice system. And with mandatory sentences, it reduces or removes rather discretion on the part of the police. I remember during the committee, the then Minister of Legal Affairs who piloted the bill, who led on the government side, Ali Malam, just brushed aside those concerns on the basis that they can go to court and defend themselves. So I just want to reiterate that the opposition, I happen to have been one of the members of the committee too.
Okay, you're on the joint select.
Opposed to that provision.
But,
mandatory sentence, and also for such mandatory sentence, even the case that you made reference to,
yes,
imitation of firearm.
Because
it was acknowledged that imitation firearm can have dangerous impact depending on the manner in which it is possessed and used.
Yes.
The manner. And this is where the difficulty comes with the mandatory sentence. Because when you go before a judge and can make the case regarding how that imitation firearm was used, the judge has the opportunity to exercise discretion in sentence where that was contemplated.
Before. That's before 2024.
Exactly.
I just had a discussion.
That's the absurdity of the act. So the government, of course, used its majority, right? And the stage was set by the Prime Minister himself in trying to seem strong and resolute to fight crime. Enacted these draconian laws. And this happened to have been one of them.
What can be done to fix this? And before you tell us what can be done to fix it, I should have asked you, what was the alternative offered by those of you who disagree to this law?
Well, the alternative is a much, in those cases, for much lower sentences for breaches, but no mandatory sentence to allow for discretion in the trial to come into play.
So with that, the judge could look at a case and say, all right, whole at 3 years or whole at 4 years.
Or even a suspended sentence.
Right, based on the circumstance. Right.
That which took place.
All right, so to the question I asked first, where do we go from here? What are the possibilities? Can anything be done?
You know, I would invite the public to continue to raise their voices. We do live in a democracy, and the government ought to listen to its people, and there are very many different channels and forums for which people can make their voices heard. But people need to be deliberate in putting forward their concern on those issues. You see, come back to the whole thing about even the murders in Commodore.
Yeah.
I think we as Jamaicans have to, how should I put it? We have to be less selfish.
Yeah, man. We have to be our brother's keeper.
That's where I was going. There's a tendency not to be concerned about anything unjust and unfair because you are not directly or immediately being affected by it. Notwithstanding, you will accept that the law, the action is inherently wrong, unfair, and unjust. But we do nothing until it knocks on our door.
Yeah,
and that's why many bad things able to prevail in this country.
Yes.
Because good people, reasonable people, rational people choose to do nothing.
Yeah. Sit aside and look.
We are not our brother's keeper, and I couldn't put it more aptly than you have just done.
Fitz Jackson, thank you for your time this evening. We know you're just leaving the parliament, so we're not keeping you any longer.
Yeah, my pleasure, sir.
Blessings, my brother.
Yeah, it's been a time.
All right, man. Big up.
Okay,
Fitz Jackson is the shadow minister of security, and he was also a member of that joint select committee of the parliament that look at the new firearms bill that was passed in November 2024, and you heard him say that he objected to the mandatory sentencing of people with imitation firearm. And I think they objected to the mandatory sentencing overall. But as I told you all where I am at, I am for mandatory sentencing for illegal firearm, but not for imitation firearm. Not for a piece of board finding a somebody's bag. Not for a fish gun angle. Not for a water gun. We have to be careful what we do with the future of our young people. And we're not saying that they aren't to be punished if you find them with it in certain circumstances. But what we are saying is that the judges should have the discretion of dealing with the circumstances. Now, I see some people in the chat room taking me to task about what I said about Andrew Holness. But I want to ask you one question. Would you allow one man to break in your house 3 different times? You know who are broken in your house. You know say the man is out to break in your house. And you, that man broke in your house 3 times. And you are said the man an idiot. The man beat you 3 times. The man beat we 3 times. Because 2020, I was integrally involved and get beaten. 2025, I was even more involved and get beaten. And you want me continue sit down and say the man thief me. If him beat me fear, him beat me. If him thief me, him beat me. And that's why we won in East Portland. That's why we win at East Portland. Because we need to take them more beating. And we fix the loophole where they need to go through. So this time when they try price off the grill, we lick off them and them clean. And get to go through. You understand? So, life is real. And we can't tell you in one breath that we work with data. And then we are going with gut feelings for the next one. Truth is consistent. And the truth, the earthful truth, is that Andrew Holness has beaten us 3 times in a row. 3 times in a row. Now talk about if him had the things wrong. Yes, Sister Maxine, tell her. Man beat we. We have to know. Remember, you know, we beat them 4 times in a row, you know. It's 4 straight election the People's National Party win. That time we did better than them. That time we give them a lesson. It took them 4 elections to get back out. How many it is going to take us? And before we come to our senses, we have to admit that we have been beaten and fix the problem. Fix the problem. Manleyites, you can talk anything where you want. You can say anything you want. We ensure down here in East Portland that we fix the loophole. You fix the loophole. If you have your business and a man in the community who are broke. You have, let's say you have a shop in your community, and a man in the community a broke shop, a look shop for broke. He broke your shop one time, and you know do nothing. You just lock back the window same way, and he broke it 2 times, and you know do nothing, and he broke it 3 times. See the man of yours beating stick, feeding tree. That the man of yours beating stick and feeding tree. You have to draw up your boot lace, put on the whole armor of God, and go to battle. Hello, good evening.
Yes, Mr. PM.
What go on, my brother?
There.
All is well?
Well, give thanks a lot.
Talk to me. What go on?
Yeah, I agree with you. So we get beaten 3 times and the man is no fool.
What I mean, the man is not a fool. You call the man fool at your own peril.
But if you want, what you say, if you want to beat a ninja, you have to what?
Be a ninja. Think
You have
like
to be a ninja.
Yes, man.
That means you have to go use same style and beat him now.
Of course. Or find a better style.
So he might use the money and I win election, you know. Because the people them not care, not care. Otherwise, you know, the money them care about.
The money can be beaten. The money can be beaten.
Well, in this day and age, there's people that hungry with a belief, so, you know.
And the money we beat at East Portland. We beat them.
It's a payday.
Which candidate have money like the candidate around at East Portland? You tell me.
Well, you can beat somebody, you can win somebody, they parish them without money, but not everyone.
But when I said to you, you have to study the ninja. And I'll show you a point.
Yes,
You,
but,
hold
yes,
on.
but the ninja,
Listen to the point here. I'll show you a
the
point.
Ninja, wait there. The ninja deadly point, you know, money, you know.
Yeah, man. So there's 2 ways, you know. Hold on. Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bell.
Hold the line, I'm coming back to you. Hear what me I said to you, my brethren.
Hey.
You hear the man at West Portland, where Darrell Vaz say, nobody never run against him twice. So nobody will run against him. No knowing style. Now, in B to 2019 at East Portland, and we see the style. 2020, then beat we again, which was an anomaly. Yeah? Meaning that it wasn't a regular election. But 2024, when we tackle them up here, the man them come out with the same style. And there are those of us who made a decision that style there now go beat you, because guess what? During the local government election, one of the division in a Portland, in a East Portland, defeated the style. So, I know the first way I beat the style, you know. Division 1 and Division 2 in a East Portland beat the style. And this time, Division 1, 2, and 3 beat the style. And Division 1, 2, and 5 beat the style. And Fear Hill and Mansion Hill, hold on upon them. You understand what I say? So you can beat the money, but you have to know how to beat the money.
But you hear me, I tell
Hold
you,
on.
sir.
If a ninja have a sword, and him sword and his secret weapon, and you take with the sword, what go on with the ninja?
In this time.
Eh?
In this time, him.
Tala.
You can't carry, man.
You have to know where you are, the brother. The money can be beaten.
But you have to take away a ninja sword, you know. As I may say, you have to be a ninja.
Then you have to be a ninja, brother. You understand what I say?
But you hear me, I say. You hear the word that Prime Minister Mackenzie say?
What them say?
Him preach it more than one time. they say they will not surrender to the PMP.
They will not surrender
And-
Jamaica to the PNP.
And any means necessary. Any means necessary. Eh?
Yeah, that's what. No, him say by all means.
All right. In space a second or a minute, it's hard for a man to refuse 20 grand, 30 grand, 50 grand, 150 grand, 100 grand.
Yeah, man.
I tell you that.
But guess what?
It's hard for a man refuse that in space a minute because if him a work, him no work them the money in space a second.
That is true. But we have the
You understand?
we have the secret weapon how to beat the money. May I tell you?
And the people them nowadays them hungry.
Then hold on. Caller. Which Bob Marley me quote regular?
Yeah, we understand. But how much of the younger generation are listen to the positive words and legends?
Them now listen. That's why.
Them not hold no meds, them are gays.
Them are gays is a whole heap of things, you know, my brother. You see, you have to provide information for the people them. You have to bring the information and go give them, because some of them like them information and them now come get it. You have to find them and give it to them.
Which hero you believe alive?
Eh?
Which hero is alive?
All heroes dead.
All right, so you can't tell me about no hero and fight for this and rare and turn up for this. A PA them a deal with.
Yeah, man. And Bob Marley say they keep them hungry through political strategy.
All right.
They keep us hungry. And when you want to get some food, your brother, your sister, your mother have to be your enemy. So the society has been ambushed.
All right, so if PMP don't wise up and use the same strategy, then now go win the next one.
Then that's why I tell the man, them say, man, on stop talk about the man a fool. The man the man boss we are 3 times.
If you're going to use decency and wait for people to vote against Palestine and them something there, them are young people know that again.
All right, my brother, give thanks here.
All right, big up yourself, sir.
Yeah, man. Caller, just hold the line for me. Let me thank all the listeners on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4 across Florida. Thank you for listening. Thanks to all the people in the chat room. Sister Christine, Sister Maxine, Sister Overcomer, Sister Tanya, I saw you earlier. Big up yourself. Yeah, man. Brother Leaford, big up on yourself at Caribbean Radio. And remember to download the Caribbean Radio app to your phone. That's CaribbeanRadioHD.com. Download it to your phone and take Caribbean Radio wherever you go. Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. This has been the Colin Bell Show. Do remember to join us next week, Tuesday, for 2 hours out of Jamaica. Issues on Jamaica. Yeah, man, we talk sex, religion, sports, politics. You name it, we discuss it. And what we do, we talk the truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. We know there are many lies and many liars, but there's one truth. Truth is consistent and easy to remember. Remember to subscribe to Portland Spice TV. Like and share. Yes, caller, go ahead. Caller?
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead. Thanks for holding.
Thank you, too, for allowing me to be a part of your show.
Blessings.
A shout out to Honorable Fitzjackson, to Natalie Nika Edley for keeping the fire keep burning around here in that constituency. I'm Comrade Rock, okay?
Yes.
I heard you, I'm an ardently watcher to your show.
Thank you very much.
I heard you say something like while I the same thing me having on myself.
Talk to me.
When you say the Prime Minister beat we, I want to tell some comrade that them disagree with me.
Oh, you disagree?
Sir?
Oh, you disagree with that? Who can disagree with that?
No, let me show you something now, Isabel. Remember this. You see, one time PJ days of politics is different from now. Am I right?
Well, even if it's different, then time that we did have a so then time that we did bad.
Yeah, but listen me now, Mr. Bell. Social media then. You see, enough of them there. Remember last year, when the local government election, PNP leading by how much percent after the local?
Yeah.
Right? But all of a sudden, it start go down, it start go down, it start go down. Why? Enough of them where you see come on social media. And the labor right, them jump on the bandwagon. And the whole is about go to prison and rape. No, me I go fight you now, Mr. Bell. Me I go tell you when I go do it one time I win, you. Me have to keep that to myself.
Yeah, man.
So I thought them do, then come them, and what we go do with your and so explicit like the way then I them alone on watch social media. People, big people, decent people are watching these things, you know.
Yeah, man, and that's why I'm tell them say my show is
one of the cars of why PNP road. The next thing again, look at this now, Mr. How much time PNP did carry JLP a quote and win?
Whole heap of time. Every time we carry a quote to beat them.
Why them never campaign after that?
You see, I have my views on some of the things that I think we did wrong. Some things I believe that we could have done better. I don't think. Yeah, these are whole heap of things, and that's why I say, listen, man. The man them beat with 3 times in a row. We need to draw up with both lace and get the knowledge what we need.
Sabel,
yeah.
PNP should win 66 seats because we get the thing in a way. You understand?
Yeah,
why
man.
they never campaign for a thing like the next thing again? You remember, say, then they stopped the canvas thing in 2023. You remember that?
No, I don't remember that. What was that
yeah,
about?
Man, when them call it the census.
Well, the census has not been completed. Is that one of the things this government do?
Why PNP never campaign for that?
You see, let me tell you something, Carla. I am out here on this program. I'm telling you all the while. So me can't challenge any labor right. But my listeners, them don't like when me talk to the labor right. But me want to talk to them because them don't have the truth on them side.
No, Mr. Bear. No, Mr. Bear. That's what I'm saying. We have the thing. What easily can clear all the people. You go to prison. You go to prison. You don't ever go down to prison and look down there yet.
Mm-hmm.
You go to prison. And we have these things. The next thing about it, Mr. Bear. You remember one time these people just take over, they send them, when them say, them the 5 cents and the what, them get rid of them there.
Yeah.
You remember?
Hold on. Somebody's asking in the chat room, so PNP are going to start by vote. No. Me tell you that we in East Portland know how to beat the money. We have beaten the money.
Mr. Bell.
You think, hold on a little bit.
Yes.
You think Isaac Buchanan could have find 1/16th of the money where the former MP have? No MP at Jamaica. You know who managed this the campaign for GLP at East Portland? You need to find out who managed that campaign. The money can be beaten. We now have to go buy the vote.
No.
The money can be beaten.
Strategy on use.
Go ahead, Carla. You go ahead.
Strategy on use. Am I right? Am I wrong?
You are right.
Strategy, because you know the person that you are fighting. So you know it's not them, it's to get around them. You understand me? I come to Portland then, all right, even the day before the election. I sat good up on the airport by father. Well, what I'm saying, I'm trying to show you that enough of them sit down on the ground. Don't have them one time the man say in going to open up the thing that he can enumerate more. Enough of PNP then sit down and enumerate the local youth. I make the labor and go and enumerate who put on their grave. Well,
you hear me, I said to you, they are still, you see, if you look at the election, if you look at East Portland,
different, man.
Hold on. Hear me, I say 16,000, about 16,500 people vote.
All right.
It's about 38,000 people upon the voters list, you know. So you could have still find one next 20,000 people.
Of course.
It's 20, 16 vote. Yeah. You could have find 20,000 more people.
Yeah.
So our next man could have run and win the election.
All right.
Zin?
All right.
So it's not a lack of numeration.
Yeah.
But the politics now reach a level of science and
Right.
arts in a one.
Yeah.
You have the scientific side and you have the arts of politics. You have to use
Exactly.
both now.
Yes.
You understand what I say?
Yes. So you have to have backbone to fight the thing.
And a one man can't win the election, yeah?
No.
So I see some people that say, I know me make Isaac win. I know me alone make Isaac win.
No. But
Isaac had
teamwork
five,
for the team.
Isaac had 5 councillors or five divisional leaders, all who have been here since 2019.
Exactly.
So man have 5 soldiers, 4 male and 1 female. I run a division them. When know what to do and know if we get it done, who have had our backside boss before by these same people and decide that, oh, we know the plan, so guess what? We plan to eliminate, eradicate.
Yes.
We plan to neutralize some of the players, some of the things. Yeah. Some people were some people were run left. Hold on, some people were run left wing at some previous election. We say, oh, you're not run left for this time, you know.
No.
Anyway, they we did it. Right there.
Yes.
Little more here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
going to continue to call you. But remember that one, you know.
Yeah.
How much people dead in the Prime Minister constituency weekend gone and the media them not talk about that. I just want to go on a bag walk to my talk about. Check it out. Thank you for having me.
All right, my brother. You drop that one. You drop that one for me. And you drop how much? Tell me.
No, 5 people get shot. Not South St. Andrew.
How much dead out of the 5?
The murder rate in South St. Andrew for the area. Why don't everybody hide that part? They just bag walk in the pan. Do the research there. I go and watch about the show. Thank you, sir, for having me.
Little more. 876-7072. This is the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Portland Spice TV. Let me say this to every comrade. We have to admit that we have been falling short over the last 3 elections. This election, we should have win it. There's no plausible reason. No man not tell me about who thief it. No man not tell me about no 14 seat. We knew from 2020 that PNP need to hold on to them 14 and win a minimum of 18. We have failed. We have failed. I want to big up my brethren Dwayne Vaz. Who know why me big him up? No, who no. Dwayne Vaz from down Westmoreland. Me have to big him up. Then that's why you hear me say, we failed. I was a part. Me say it earlier, I was a part of the thing 2019 when we get beaten. I was a part of it 2020 when we get beaten. I was a part of it 2024 when we get beaten. And I am a part of it this time again when we get beaten. The only thing me about it this time is that we win our constituency. Make me feel a little better. So we have to buckle up our shoes. We have to buckle up our shoes and find more strategy to ensure that we win the next time. So those people who walk up and say, Andrew, I idiot, me not participating in them, they talk there. Talk to me, caller. Good evening. Hello? You don't sound like you want to talk to me. So, me not share what someone I talk about. See, Pringle, yeah? Me not share what someone I talk about. Because if you're deep on the ground and you don't recognize you're deep on the ground, you're not going to get up. Pringle, what go on, Pringle?
Not much.
Where I say?
We have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Mark Golding not going to meet with the Prime Minister, I'm going to meet with the Minister of National Security.
Mark Golding,
No, Justice Minister.
Mark Golding not meeting with no Justice Minister.
Okay.
Not
That me
meeting.
want to know.
Nah, man. Leader to leader. If you don't want to meet, if Andrew don't want to meet with Mark, no meet now go happen.
Simple.
Nah, man. This a fool. Listen, anybody where I defend that they stand there at Jumbi.
But him say, I hang out here to the man for them talk. I know him out tell him say we gonna meet with Minister of Justice.
I played the clip Saturday morning, Andrew Wellness at his inauguration, when him said, Mark, let's come together. Yeah. And then you want
disrespect him, man.
Then hold on the Pringle, but make the people hear him. See me, see that?
I recommit to leading an inclusive and consultative government. I extend my hand to the leader of the opposition to create a space for the national interest. Mark, let us partner together to complete the work we started on making Jamaica a republic.
So, him say Mark, because Mark is the leader of the PNP, and he's the leader of the GLP. So if it general them all meet, I general them all meet. If the sergeant them all meet, a two sergeant a meet.
Simple.
A sergeant not go meet with general. General not go meet with sergeant. Yeah, man.
What? Believe I here?
Yes, man.
We never know. Tell me now. The procurement, you see?
Yeah.
What is procurement?
The procurement is a measure what them use to ensure that all the necessary guidelines are followed when the government orders that money to be spent over a certain amount. Right? So it is that process. The word procurement is a process that go through you. When you go to tender, it's a part of the process. Contract or the contract is put together, put to tender. Yeah. So all of that is a part of the process of the procurement.
And then that go to the Ministry of Finance.
Right.
And that procurement office in the Ministry of Finance.
In the Ministry of Finance, yes.
So the minister know if the money is there to do certain things when requested.
Yes, man. It's the minister sign off all money, you know. And even her signing off is a part of the procurement process, because every part of the process have to be followed. The paperwork trail have to follow and go through all the necessary areas before she put her final stamp.
So the minister know when the money they spend and when he not have the money, he can hold back the procurement process.
He can hold it up. Yeah, then hold on. And that's why.
So when you work out why certain things can't done in the country.
Because the money not there.
Okay.
The money not there.
So tell me now. What do you say the procurement have wall up and them all deal with it, right?
Yes.
And then you have to put back off. How much $1 billion then have to put back in
$20 billion in the first quarter was not spent. They were planned to spend 40 billion, 41.5. They only spent 21.5.
Why?
Because for quite a number of years now, and I don't know if you heard Julian Robinson Saturday morning, the government has failed to spend the capital budget. And one of the things that they blame, and I am saying is they blame it, is the procurement process. Now, this procurement, hold on, this procurement process has been in place before them come there. And if after 10 years you can't navigate it, it means that you're not learning. Arbin Hill criticized that process and say, when it was done, it looked like they think everybody a thief.
But then said them more fix it for 9 years.
And I will agree with you, Pringle. That is not the procurement process want to fix. Is them want to
And
fix
the money I want fix.
are they not the money?
Yeah. Because distribute and I distribute that to the parks. This park.
That is it. That is it, brother.
Anyway, as we tell you already, you know, can pack up the bags and go because they will never be another party in Jamaica that become government.
I
Except the Labour Party.
I don't agree with you, Pringle. We will win. We will win
know,
every
can't
other.
go to
The PNP will win every other election after now. We will win the parish council election and we will win the general election.
We not win nothing.
You will see.
And everything that was going on before the election then continue going on same way.
Well, we have to get some changes, Pringle. We
have more people in the parliament. We have to sit down and keep this, that quiet.
I hear you, my boss. All right, give thanks.
You hear me, sir?
I hear you, sir.
No, no, deal with.
But you hear me, I tell them, say the man dangerous, Pringle.
Eh?
You know, you may tell him, say the man dangerous, not take the man simple.
I've been telling you that for the styles.
Long
I've been
time.
telling you that years now.
Him not simple for you. All right, brother. All right, little more.
Respect.
The former JMEA president says the Jamaican economy cannot afford another 5 years.
No, that's not the clip. I'm looking for the clip. I'm looking if I can find the clip with the Arbin Hill. When Arbin Hill say the procurement.
And the final question from online for our panelists.
Hold on.
Luke Douglas from the Gleaner. Can you comment on how the NSIPP registry is working?
No, that's not the clip.
Wait for the mic.
Hold on. Let's play this one. This one.
Jamaica, you can send in your money, send in your money, clean money out, and the banking system takes over, but the first registrant is really the Companies Office of Jamaica. Improvements in the Companies Office.
All right, that's not the clip either, but Arbin Hill said that when the procurement guidelines were put together, it seems like the people think everybody at Jamaica a thief. Viewers, listeners, thank you for tuning in this evening. We'll be with you tomorrow evening again for another riveting program right here on Portland Spice TV. Please remember to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so before. And if you have not shared it with the people in your contact, please share it with some people, like the channel. And of course, remind your friends and family to subscribe. To like the channel, it's also for free. Subscription is for free. This has been the Colin Bell Show for yet another Tuesday evening. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again tomorrow evening for the Colin Bell Show. Peace be with you, my people. I want to leave with you the maiden speech from the Member of Parliament for Eastern Portland. The maiden speech of Isaac Okwaba Buchanan. Hold on, that's not it. That's not the speech. Hey. The maiden speech.
Member from Eastern Portland.
Mr. Speaker, Minister, I would like to join in congratulating you on your green paper. My question, my two-part question to you is one first of access and the second of public education. I appreciate that ministries sometimes overlap. So, you know, the questions would be asked from another ministry. I did peruse your green paper in its entirety. What I found absent, which is just a strengthening, is the access component. there are persons who are practitioners that don't know they're practitioners. For instance, a Maroon from Moortown who is also a rafter. He doesn't know that his rich knowledge makes him a practitioner with his history about heritage and culture. I didn't see the aspect of public education that would allow a practitioner to identify himself as a practitioner so he can get access to whatever facilities or funding for his part. The second question then is about its inclusion, but then there is also the heritage aspect of it. It is through your ministry that oftentimes preserve our culture and our rich heritage. Such a heritage, especially for entertainment, would be that of Blue Lagoon and its access. I know you knew I was going, but just to say that I appreciate the thought, the mature consideration that came through the paper. I will read it fulsome, but having a speed read or read, I will just say that if that is something that would come to fruition when it gets to the white paper stage, you recognize the power of your ministry to protect both. Recognize the power of your ministry to protect both the heritage, which is the land aspect, and how it intersects with the who are the practitioners. And I look forward to your response on that. Thank you.
Member from